walk today. Tom could say, well, I need to work in this area, in this area, in this area. And see, it's good to be able to know what the condition of your walk is right now, because if you know where you're standing right now in God, it gives you a chance then to know where you have to get better, to get closer to Him. Because if you got up this morning and didn't even include Him in anything that happened this morning, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. When you get up in the morning and before your feet even hit the ground from the bed, you should sit there and say, thank God for this day. Now I'm working on that. I've been working on that. You know, and it's a part of just growing. You know, I also asked earlier, what has changed in your walk? If you say, Ed, my walk's pretty good right now. Good. What made you feel that way? What made you think that way? How was your walk in the past? See, it's when we reflect back on what God has done and how He has worked in our lives, we can sit there and see what we have to do in order to improve and to be better focused. Our walk should be marked by our faith. When you look about how good your walk is, how good is your faith? How strong is your faith right now? Because remember in Hebrews 11:1 it says, now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. That's what faith is. It's all based on hope. It's all based on a certainty that we have. And the faith that we see along our worthy walk should be a faith that is confident. It should be a faith that is hopeful. And it's a walk that matters for Christ and Christ alone. The practical bottom line here, when we look at it, when we leave out of here, is that God is calling. He's knocking at the door. He's yelling at that megaphone. He's calling. Our worthy walk depends upon answering that call. It's almost similar to what we saw in Luke 9:23, where Jesus says, if anyone would come after me, he needs to take up his cross. Remember that one? Deny himself and follow me. Follow me. Christ is asking us to follow Him. A worthy walk is all about pleasing God and standing firm in our faith. And moreover, growing in the knowledge and will of God so we know what His will is and purpose is for our lives. Because each one of us has a purpose for Him. A worthy walk allows us to witness to others and to serve God where we can, where our gifts are allowed. And we're supposed to serve God according to His will and His purpose in our lives and for His glory alone. Our walk really has to start by accepting Jesus as our Redeemer. That's where it all starts. That's why it's so important today to understand if you had that question about how is your walk going, or what's the condition of your walk, and going, well, I don't know the last time I actually took a step with God. Or if I haven't stepped at all. I'm not too sure where I'm at. Well, if you want to be certain where you're at with your walk, you first need to be a child of God. So I'm here today right now, Peggy and Mark are getting ready for the invitation. I'm here right now to the point where we're talking about the invitation. One of Satan's main tools is this thing called procrastination. And if you look at procrastination is the same thing as remaining. Not going anywhere, not stepping out in faith. So when we have to walk a worthy walk, it takes a step of faith that's necessary in this time of invitation, where we look at accepting Christ. If you're not a child of God, accepting Him by faith in your heart. And we can do that up front here. We can do it in the pews there. We can do it in the back, in the parking lot. I don't care. When it comes to the Holy Spirit working in a person's life to be saved, the time is now. The time is important. And it doesn't matter where it's at. All that matters is that it's done. Because you're not promised anything past these next 5 minutes, maybe even. You know, you're one breath away from eternity. And that eternity is either going to be in hell or in heaven. So now we can come to this time of invitation, and I invite you to come and pray. And